गुरुवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्ते नमः। यस्य देवे पराभक्ति यथा देवे तथा गुरुर्दस्यैते कथिताः प्रकाशन्ते महात्मनः। ओम नमो भगवते विराजेश्वराय। ಸರ್ವರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. Prostrating at the lotus feet of our Brahmanishta, Atmajnana Sampanna Sadguru Sri Swami Virajeshwara Saraswati and the entire Guru Parampara, on behalf of all of us, today's discourse we are commencing with Guru Vandana or Mangalacharana Shlokas on Viveka Chudamani. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Shri Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kruto Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranadosmiham. Om Namo Bhagavate Virajeshwaraya. Hari Om. One or two just small points before we start today's the discourse on Viveka Chudamani. There will be some repetitions of small points here and there, so you have to bear with me. Every time, is a trial and error method. Some problems will crop up in this live online transmission, which is a new experience to me, as I had told her. So once again, I request all my Guru Bandhus to mute your sets so that your voice will not reach here. I request all of you to mute, and only after the end of the discourse and the Rama Bhajan, short Ram Bhajan, you can unmute yourself so that small questions, if they are there, they will be taken. Hari. ಹೋದ ಸಲ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಏನ್ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸಾಧಕ ಅಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ಸಾಧನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮನಸ್ಸಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಮನಸ್ಥಿತಿ, ಆತನ ಮನೋವೃತ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನ, ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೊದಲನೇದು, ಆತ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಕೆಳಕಂಡಂಥ ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ರು ಅವರು ಮೊದಲೇ. ವಿವೇಕ ಮತ್ತು ವೈರಾಗ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಶಮದಮಾದಿ 6 ಷಟ್ ಸಂಪತ್ತಿಗಳು, ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ ಮತ್ತು ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಶಮ ಮತ್ತು ದಮ ಹೋದ ವಾರದ ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸಿ, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಈ ದಮ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮತ್ತು ಉಪರತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸೊ now as Acharya is hinting us in detail about the mental qualities a sadhaka should possess, an adhikari should possess, in order to continue his sadhana in the spiritual line. Last time it was told Shama in simple ways, in simple words, means control of the mind. Next, Acharya is speaking about Dhamma and Uparati. Dhamma also means the same thing with a slight difference in the words. Dhamma means control of our sense organs, basically. Uparati means same thing, withdrawing yourself from the worldly sensual pleasures or the worldly happenings where the mind is usually outflowing all the time. विषयेभ्य परावर्त्य स्थापनं स्वस्वगोलके उभयेषामिन्द्रियाणां सदमः परिकीर्ततः. विषयेभ्य परावृत्त स्थापनं स्वस्वगोलके उभयेषाम् इन्द्रियाणां सदमः परिकीर्तितः. ದಮ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳನ್ನ ಹತೋಟಿಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಜ್ಞಾನೇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳು ಕರ್ಮೇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳನ್ನ ಹತೋಟಿಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ದಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ is making very clear to us, we have to control our sense organs, which includes both the basic 5 sensory organs and the basic 5 organs of action. That is, organs of action means karmendriya. We'll go to that little detail later in the shlokas as and when they come. विषयेभ्य परावृत्य स्थापनं स्वस्वगोलके उभयेषाम् इन्द्रियाणां स दम परिकीर्तितः. So all your 5 basic sense organs, like our hearing, seeing, smelling, touching, all such our basic sense organs, always see they are outward, projected into the world. So we are influenced by what we see, we are influenced by what we hear. These 2 powerful sense organs. Among all sense organs, if you consider, what we see, we are attracted to. What we hear, we are attracted to easily. And then the touch, and then the smell. All these things are there. So, the more we are outwardly interested in life, our mind is always towards worldly objects, worldly pleasures, worldly joy. Mind gets geared up to that because everything enters ultimately into our mind only through our sense organs. So Acharya is speaking, try to control your sense organs. So let them be in their own places, your sense organs. Don't allow them to have a control on yourself. See, what Acharya means here is, विषयेभ्य परावृत्य स्थापनं स्वस्वगोलके. One example I will give to explain this first charana very clearly. Our eyes are there. Most important sense organ, organ of sight. The eyes will see the world the moment we wake up from deep sleep. Till we go to the sleep mode, eyes are always active. We see the world, we see the people, we see everything. And eyes cannot keep quiet. And whatever the eyes capture, that enters into our brain, and the mind is also influenced. See one example. Let us say nowadays, say I am addicted to watching television. You know, younger generation, even the older generation. So there are people who spend hours together watching TV, television sets. Channels, different channels in the fingertip. The whole world opens up. All of us, we know that. So hours together in a day, they spend time on television. Correct? So what Acharya is hinting here for our modern people in the AD 2020, see, if you are more interested in the television, observing and watching and seeing and enjoying, your mind gets influenced in that direction only. Your eyes are there, but let them stop watching so much of spending time on duration on watching television. Shut your eyes from that point of watching and watching and watching only television. You reduce the time factor. Reduce the time factor. That is what he means. Dhamma, control of sense organs. ಇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳ ನಿಗ್ರಹ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸುಲಭ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ನೋಡೋದನ್ನ ಕೇಳೋದನ್ನ ನಾವಾಗಿಯೇ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಛಲದಿಂದ ಖಚಿತವಾಗಿ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ದಿನಪೂರ್ತಿ ಟೆಲಿವಿಷನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಆನಂದ, ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಮನೋರಂಜನೆ ಹೌದು, ಆದರೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿಗೆ ಅಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ಸಾಧನೆಗೆ ಹೊಡೆತ ಬೀಳಲ್ವಾ? ಮನಸ್ಸು ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಮುಳುಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಸಾಧನೆ ಭಗವಂತ ಮರ್ತು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನಲ್ಲ, ಭಗವದ್ ಆರಾಧನೆ ಮರ್ತು ಹೋಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಭಗವತ್ ಚಿಂತನೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಂದ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ದಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ. ಬಾಹ್ಯಾನಾಲಂಬನಂ ವೃತ್ತೆ ಏಷಃ ಉಪರತಿ ಉತ್ತಮ. The next line, third line in the charana, which is tagged on to this shloka itself. ಬಾಹ್ಯಾನಾಲಂಬನಂ ವೃತ್ತೆ ಏಷಃ ಉಪರತಿ ಉತ್ತಮ. ಏಷಃ ಉತ್ತಮ ಉಪರತಿ. What is that? ಏಷಃ ಉತ್ತಮ ಉಪರತಿ. ಬಾಹ್ಯ ಅನಾಲಂಬನಂ ವೃತ್ತೆ. Acharya is giving correct picture here. He speaks now about ಉಪರತಿ. ಉಪರತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ. ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಉಪರತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಎಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂತರ್ಮುಖ ಆಗೋದು ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅಂತರ್ಮುಖತ್ವ ಏಕಾಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇದ್ದಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಅಂತರ್ಮುಖಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಏನಿದ್ರು ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆ ಸ್ಪಂದನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ನಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಆಟ ಆಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂತರ್ಮುಖ ಆಗೋದು ಯಾವಾಗ? ಏಕಾಂತದಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ ಅಂತರ್ಮುಖ ಆ ಒಂದು ದೃಷ್ಟಿ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಉಪರತಿ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಉಪರತಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ withdrawing your mind from all these outward activity as much as possible once again. See, please remember, Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, they all come together one after another, these words in Vedanta. Ultimately, Shama, Dhamma, Uparati means controlling our mind, the mental faculties, our sense organs, establishing the control on our own outer self. Let me cut down watching. Let me cut down going out. Cut down enjoying outside. Let me cut down my entertainment ideas. Let me cut down going in the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. 5 days working like a donkey. Everyone nowadays wants to get away Friday night itself till Monday morning. 2 days weekend enjoyment because they want to release their tension of work. Occupational hazard as we call. 5 ದಿವಸ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಶನಿವಾರ ಭಾನುವಾರ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಓಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ. ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. 2 ದಿವಸ ನಾವು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿದ್ದು ಬರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಶಮ, ದಮ, ಉಪರತಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ವಿಷಯ. ಸೊ ಉಪರತಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ withdrawing yourself from outward activities as much as possible. Please remember that. Acharya is not hinting, please remember, for the householders like you and me, Acharya is not saying that you completely close and shut your mind and go to Himalayas or go to a cave and go to a deep forest and sit for meditation. No. Here you have to take it in the right sense, the right spirit, what he means. We have to try from today itself controlling ourselves. That is, as much as possible, we have to go inward. It is not possible. Our Gurudev was talking every time the same point. Why people are fed up with Adhyatma? Why people are fed up with this Vedanta Prakriya? Why people are fed up with spirituality? Because They think that anything can be achieved very easily by going 2 or 3 times, or going for a month, or going for 15 days, or sitting at the Guru and watching him talking for 2 months or 3 months, everything is over. It is not like that. So people get fed up because they feel it is monotonous going to a Guru, sitting quietly all the time and coming back. Again going there, sitting quietly, coming back. And what he says sometimes we don't understand. With all reverence, we go and sit there. So one day you will go, second day you will go, third day you will go, fourth day you will stop going. Our Gurudev was beautifully, sometimes, number of times he narrated these things to me. It is my good fortune for the last 20 years, his satsanga was available. So I can say number of things he has told me. I will not take the names. He used to say, he used to tell me, look, so and so had come and then he left. So and so had come with all the interest, he left. So and so had come and stayed there for 6 months, he left. So and so had come there, stayed here for 1 year and left, like that. So he was laughingly telling, see, people ultimately get fed up with this Adhyatma sadhana. I always envy and I feel very happy with you householders. You are real sadhakas. Please remember Gurudev's words. Gurudev's words. He used to say, you householders, you married people are 1,000 times better because you have that reverence. You have that shraddha. You have that devotion. You have that conviction. You really trust the Guru. So you are much better in the Kali Yuga because with all your problems of maintaining the family, running the family, attending to all the problems of the family members, still you are interested to do sadhana. This is much more interesting, much more important. I really feel householders are much better nowadays than brahmacharis or bachelors who come here to do sadhana and they get away without doing anything. So these are the words of our Guru. He has told me not once, number of times. And I am a witness, I am a privy to so many people who have come right from 95. I have seen people with all sincerity, they have come to do sadhana under our Guru, Brahmajnani, Atmanishtha, Shrotriya Guru, and they have left. They have left once for all. I felt they are not destined to be with a Brahmajnani in this birth. That's all. Next, he speaks about Titiksha Acharya. Last time I had given all the small hints about these word definitions. Sahanam sarvadukhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam sa titiksha nigadyate. Sahanam sarvadukhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam sa titiksha nigadyate. Titikshe andre Acharya Bhagavat Padre ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಚಿಂತಾ ವಿಲಾಪ ರಹಿತ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂತಹ ದೊಡ್ಡ ತೊಂದರೆ ಬರಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಸಹಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರು ನನಗೆ ಈ ನನ್ನ ತೊಂದರೆಗೆ ಕಾರಣ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳದೆ, ಅಪ್ರತೀಕಾರ ಪೂರ್ವಕಂ, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ನನ್ನ ತೊಂದರೆಗೆ ಗುರಿ ಮಾಡದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಭಗವಂತನನ್ನೇ ದೂಷಣೆ ಮಾಡದೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಭಗವಂತ ನನಗೆ ಈ ತೊಂದರೆ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನೀನು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಬಂದ ತೊಂದರೆಗಳನ್ನ, ನನಗೆ ಬಂದಂತಹ ಯಾತನೆಗಳನ್ನ, ಸಂಕಷ್ಟಗಳನ್ನ ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ, ಸಹನೆಯಿಂದ ಸಹಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದು ತಿತಿಕ್ಷಾ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ತಿತಿಕ್ಷಾ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಚಿಂತಾ ವಿಲಾಪ ರಹಿತಂ. ರಹಿತಂ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಿಥೌಟ್. ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್. ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್ ವಾಟ್? ಚಿಂತಾ ವಿಲಾಪ. worries and grief, worries and weeping. Chinta vilapa rahitam sthiti. Apratikara purvakam. Sahanam sarva dukkhana. without holding grudge, without thinking that somebody is responsible for my misery in this life, for this particular happening in my life. He is responsible, she is responsible. Ultimately, sometimes we say, God himself is responsible. God is deaf and dumb. He is made up of stone. God has given me this problem. Though I am correct, I am facing all the problems. Look at the problem. Financial crisis. Look at my health problem. Unending problem. Look at my family. Unending problems in my family. See, with the grudge, with a sort of hatredness, when you look at the life, that is not the way. Titiksha means accept what you are facing diligently. Don't hold somebody responsible for your problem. Vedanta is very clear. Karma Siddhanta is very clear. Whatever we have done earlier in the past lives will come back to us in the form of punishment. If I have done bad deeds in my younger days in this life itself, or in the previous birth, those bad deeds, I need some punishment. That is immutable law of karma. Karma will not simply go away. The theory of karma makes very clear. Everybody is bound by that. So we have to face the punishment for the bad deeds I have done. I don't know what bad deeds I have done. I am correct as far as I am concerned. See, everybody thinks like that, correct? ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಹಾಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡೋದು. ನಾನು ಬಹಳ ಸತ್ಯವಂತ, ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ನನಗೆ ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ತೊಂದರೆ ಬಂತು. Everybody thinks like that. I am always right. I am always correct. But why I am getting all the problems? So the grudge, see, a sort of hatredness, jealousy, tension develops in the mind. So his life becomes further miserable, further and further miserable. Even an ordinary person who is not spiritual will lead a very unhappy life, always holding somebody responsible for his problems. So Acharya is very clear. Titiksha is one important mental quality. Endure your personal problems with a smiling face. Smiling face means your mind should not be jealous. Your mind should not develop hatredness towards anybody. You are responsible for your own problems. God is not at all responsible. God will never punish anybody. Your own karmas will decide whether what punishment or what rewards you should get in this birth. That's all. Then Acharya speaks about Shraddha. Shraddha word is a most important word. We have heard that word. Everyone has heard the word. Shraddha andre adara moola artha ಏನು ಅಂತ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ, ನಮಗೆ ನಂಬಿಕೆ, ದೇವರಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ. ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ. ಗುರು ಹಿರಿಯರು ಹೇಳಿದ ಮಾತನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೇಳಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಲ್ಪನೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. So we have heard the word Shraddha. We think that Shraddha means trust. Yes, it is trust. But in Vedanta, in Adhyatma, Acharya is making very clear the definition of the word, the correct definition of the word Shraddha. Shraddha means Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhya Avadharanam Sa Shraddha Katita Sadbihi Yaya Vastupalabdhate. Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhya Avadharanam Sa Shraddha Katita Sadbihi Yaya Vastupalabhyate. Yaya Vastupalabhyate. That means Shraddha is that particular important your mental quality by which ultimately you go nearer to God. Vastupalabhate, Atma Sakshatkara, Brahma Sakshatkara, realization. Shraddha is that one quality which also leads you to realization. Vastu upalabhyate. Vastu means the real, your nature, your own reality. You are nothing but Brahma Vastu only. See, that revelation you have to experience. So that is possible by all such qualities, including Shraddha. Shraddha is a main mental quality. So, what is Shraddha? Shastrasya Guruvakyasya Satyabuddhya Avadharanam. See, you must have 100% faith in what Upadesha, Adesha, your Guru gives. And you must have 100% belief and faith in the Shastras, Upanishads, Shrutis, whichever Guru quotes, whichever scripture he takes up and explains to you in Satsanga. So you must have belief, trust, both in Guru's own teaching and also the teachings by the Guru of the Upanishads or Shrutis or other holy scriptures. ಗುರು ಸದ್ಗುರು ನಮಗೆ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಉಪದೇಶ ಮತ್ತು ಆತನ ಬೋಧನೆಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ತಿಳಿತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾದ ನಿಶ್ಚಲವಾದ ನಂಬಿಕೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಫೇತ್ ಇನ್ ಗುರುಸ್ ಉಪದೇಶ ಅಂಡ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರವಾಕ್ಯ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ. ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿ ಮೀನ್ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ ಫೇತ್. Shraddha is not a superstitious blind faith. Shraddha really means by listening properly what Guru says, reflecting upon what he has said constantly in my mind all the time, that is manana. After listening, reflecting. After Shravana, manana, reflecting. After listening, reflect. Whatever Guru has told, it should remain here. It so happens, today, if our Sadguru says something, I think I have understood at that moment. Yes. Have you understood? Yes, Gurudev, I have understood. The moment you come out, the next 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, next day you forget. This is what happens. This is not Shraddha. I'll give you one example, hundreds of examples, I don't know. Once our Gurudev was talking very humorously to me. He was referring to one, no names, one very important lady from Bangalore. She was a big company director. She was owning a company herself. All the time she was busy with the board meeting, that meeting, this meeting. Her husband was equally another company holder, director, and he was a owner of another big company. Money flow was very near. And Gurudev, I don't know. Gurudev was telling me there are 6 people in the house, 2 in the kitchen, 2 outside work, 1 to bring up errands, and 1 is a driver, something like that. And the lady was a great devotee of our Gurudev. I have seen her a number of times. She was very closely talking to Gurudev. Whenever she used to come there in her car, driver used to sit outside, she used to enter and talk hours together and go away. Once she said to our Guru that, Gurudeva, whenever I come here, I forget all my problems and crisis, family life and my work life, everything I forget. It is so peaceful in your presence. I feel so elated, so delighted. The moment I go out of the gate portals of Hamsashramam, all the problems will come back. What to do? Gurudev was smiling and said, then you do one thing, you stay back in Hamsashramam permanently, don't go outside at all. Then she, no, okay, how is it possible? How is it possible? I have a big, so much work is there, company is there, workers are there, employees are there, meetings are there. I cannot give up all those things. And she walked away. And after some time, after 1 year, 6 months later, till this day, We have never seen her entering Hamsashram. Such things are there. That is not Shraddha. Shraddha is thinking that our Sadguru is God in the human form, to make it very simple. God in the human form. God in the name and form. Whatever he says, Shirodhara. That means I will take it on my head with reverence. That is Shraddha. I believe in that. 100%. That is Shraddha. Last time, I don't know whether I had referred this point. Sometimes repetitions happen. Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj of Mumbai, great Advaitin, a great Brahmajnani, as our Gurudev used to call him. He had made one point very clear to his devotees, that he being almost illiterate, other than the language, local language, Marathi, didn't know any other language. But people from world over used to come and sit at his feet to listen what he says in Marathi language. That was translated into English by other devotees. He used to say one thing. I simply believed 100%. I trusted my Guru's words. That's all, he said. Totally trusted. My Guru said, you are not the body. My Guru said, you are not the mind. My Guru said, you are not the intellect. My Guru said, you are not the ego. My Guru said, you are beyond all these things. You are that Parabrahman only. And I believed him. 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. These are the words of Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj about his Guru, Sri Siddharameshwara Maharaj of Nath Sampradaya, one of the famous Sampradayas in our country, India. So, Shraddha is that belief 100% in the Guru's words. Guru's words, that is Shraddha. ಗುರುವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಚಲ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ, ಗುರುವಿನ ಮಾತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಚಲ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ, ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ. Next, Acharya explains the correct Vedantic definition of the word samadhana. Samadhana means, normally we know, take it easy. Don't flare up. Don't get angry. Don't worry. Take it easy. Have patience. Samadhana. Be patient. Samadhana. Don't get excited. Samadhana. Be patient. That is the normal definitions we have in our life. So many ways. ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಈ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಒಂದು ವೃತ್ತಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಮುಂದೆ. ಸಮ್ಯಗಾಸ್ಥಾಪನಂ ಬುದ್ಧೇಃ ಶುದ್ಧೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣಿ ಸರ್ವದಾ ತತ್ ಸಮಾಧಾನಮಿತ್ಯುಕ್ತಂ ನತು ಚಿತ್ತಸ್ಯ ಲಾಲನಂ. ಸಮ್ಯಕ್ ಅಸ್ಥಾಪನಂ ಬುದ್ಧೇ ಶುದ್ಧೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣಿ ಸರ್ವದಾ. ಸರ್ವದಾ ಶುದ್ಧೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣಿ ಸಮ್ಯಕ್ ಬುದ್ಧೇ ಅಸ್ಥಾಪನಂ. If you split it correctly, you can read like that. ಸಮ್ಯಕ್ ಅಸ್ಥಾಪನಂ ಬುದ್ಧೇ ಶುದ್ಧೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣಿ ಸರ್ವದಾ ತತ್ ಸಮಾಧಾನಮಿತ್ಯುಕ್ತಂ ನತು ಚಿತ್ತಸ್ಯ ಲಾಲನಂ. ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಶ್ಚಿಂತೆಯಿಂದ ನಿಖರವಾಗಿ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನ ಯಾವತ್ತಿದ್ರೂ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನಲ್ಲೇ ಇಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಕೊನೆಯ ಸತ್ಯ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನೇ, ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಒಡೆಯ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ, ಕರ್ಮಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ, ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಕಾರಣ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ. ಆತನೇ ಸರ್ವಶಕ್ತ, ಸರ್ವಜ್ಞ. ಈ ಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನಲ್ಲೇ ಜೋಡಿಸೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನ, ಅದು ನಿಜವಾದ ಸಮಾಧಾನ. ನಿಜವಾದ ಸಮಾಧಾನ. ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಲಿಡೋದು. ಸೊ samadhana, Vedantic Sanskritam word means, according to Acharya, your serenity and tranquility of the mind. How much it is tranquil, how much it is serene, how much it is in the unagitated condition. Serenity, tranquility of the mind. Always our goal, we should be thinking about Parabrahman or God himself. The mind should rest itself in the God himself, Parabrahma Vastu itself. So when the mind is always resting all the time, again, you have to try and try and try. It is not so easy. So when you put back your mind towards God, let your thoughts be towards God. Let you, whatever actions you are doing, let your mind repeatedly go towards Him. Repeatedly you think of God only. You think of the Guru Vachanas only. You think of the Shruti Vakyas only. You think of the words of scriptures only. You think of what Guru has repeatedly told you. So that is going towards God. That is real samadhana. Real samadhana. So as much as possible, when we contemplate, when we think about the reality, supreme reality, the absolute reality, or God as we call, that is samadhana. Not nato chittasya lalanam. Acharya is hinting here. Nato chittasya lalanam. Samadhana means not by yielding yourself to your desires and wants. Mind speaks of so much of desires. Let me have this, let me have that, let me get this one. So whatever mind wants, if you go on getting it, that is not samadhana. You fulfill one desire, another desire will come in. You fulfill one want, another want will arise. ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ನೀವು ಆಸೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹತ್ತಿಕ್ಕೋದು ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಅಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ. ಒಂದು ಆಸೆ ನೀವು ಪೂರೈಸಿದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಆಸೆ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಆಸೆ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Our Guru used to say, there is no end for the wants. There is no limits for the wants. You fulfill one want of yours, another want will rise automatically. Laughingly used to say. So people always are busy in fulfilling their desires and wants. So chittasya lalanam means that. Chitta, mind. Lalanam, pampering. So they try to pamper their mind because of the wants. Mind says, you get this one. Mind says, you do that one. Mind says, you have a small car, go for a bigger one. So your status will increase. Yeah, high-end car. After you get a high-end car, you should go for Rolls Royce only, or Cadillac, or Ferrari, or Audi car, whatever names I hear the names through the papers. Lamborghini, something like that. Still, after obtaining that, you think the person is happy. Something else he wants. Let me own a helicopter of myself. Let me own my own private jets, as a big millionaire, billionaire tycoons are owning in the world. They have their own jets, private jets. Let me also have my own jet, so that I can fly in my own jet. Yeah, airborne, whenever I want. So is there a limitation for the one? No. So chittasya lalanam means yielding to your mental desires. Yielding to the mental desires. That is not samadhana. It will lead to worries only. Whereas resting in God, when the mind rests in the God, that is real samadhana. That's what Acharya says. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Lord has mentioned this point. When Arjuna sometimes suddenly asks him a question, Chanchalam hi manam Krishna pramathi balavadhrudam. Oh Lord, my dear friend, my brother-in-law, Krishna, this mind is so fickle. Chanchalam hi manam Krishna. Mind is so fickle, it cannot be controlled. Pramathi balavadhrudam. It is so powerful, we cannot escape from the mental clutches. Mind rules our body. Mind rules on our actions. Our actions are dependent on my mental faculty, desires and wants. How difficult it is difficult to control the mind. Then there he gives answer, but later again that point, how to control mind. Then Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, yato yato nischarati manas chanchalam asthiram Yato yato nischarati manam chanchalam asthiram tatastato niyamyaitat atmanyeva vasham naye. Tatastato niyamyaitat atmanyeva vasham nayet. So Arjuna, to make points very clear to Arjuna, Lord says, yes, you are right. Difficult to control the mind. But whenever the mind goes out towards procuring something, whenever mind desires something, wants something, slowly, slowly cut down the desire by force, he says, and bring back the mind towards Atma, towards God himself, towards Pratigatma. So the more the mind wants, slowly and slowly try to control the mind by turning the mind towards God. It is difficult. The Lord says so easily. It is difficult for most of us in this Kali Yuga now. That is what actually Acharya is hinting at. It is difficult, no doubt, but we have to try. We have to try sincerely. Without initial efforts, without my personal effort, God also will not help. This is a very known point, repeatedly, repeatedly, repeatedly. Then finally, after Samadhana, he speaks about mumukshutva. Ahankaradi dehantan bandhan ajnana kalpitan swaswarupavabodhena moktumicha mumukshuta. Ahankaradi dehantan bandhan ajnana kalpitan swaswarupa avabodhena moktumicha mumukshuta. Now he speaks about mumukshutva, jijnasatva. That is a final quality in the mind a sadhaka should possess. Adhyatmadalli Bhagavan ದರ್ಶನ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಭಗವತ್ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಈ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಭಗವಂತನನ್ನು ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಆಸೆ ಬಲವಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಆ ಮುಮುಕ್ಷತ್ವ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತೀವ್ರವಾಗಿ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಮುಮುಕ್ಷತ್ವ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋ ಅಹಂಕಾರ, ಈ ಮನಸ್ಸು, ಈ ಬುದ್ಧಿ, ಈ ಶರೀರ, ಈ ದೇಹ, ಇಂಥವನು, ನಾನು ಇಂಥವಳು, ಇದರಿಂದ ಇದು ನಿಜವಾದ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಅಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಾನು ಈ ದೇಹವನ್ನು ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಅಲ್ವೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಬೇರೆ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಆತ್ಮ ಸ್ವರೂಪ, ನಾನು ಪರಮ ಚೈತನ್ಯ. ಈ ದೇಹದ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ ದೇಹ ಅವಧಾರಣೆಯಾಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಬಂದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಪರಮ ಚೈತನ್ಯದ ಆ ಚೈತನ್ಯವೇ ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ನನಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಈ ದೇಹ ನಾನಲ್ಲ. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಭಾವನೆಗಳು ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ತೀವ್ರವಾದ ಮುಮುಕ್ಷತ್ವ ಇದ್ರೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಮುಮುಕ್ಷತ್ವ means Acharya says here, it is a desire to free the mind. After listening to Acharya's words, Hitavachana, Upadesha, the desire should be there here inside my own mind, inside my own heart, to free myself from this anatma. What is anitya? What is not reality? What is only false reality? That I am the body, I am the mind, I am the so and so, I am the intellect, I am boy, I am a girl, I am a grown-up man, I am a grown-up woman, I am a bachelor, I am a married person, I am a widow, I am a sannyasi. These are all called upadhis. I am not all these things. I am neither a boy, nor a girl, neither a man, nor a woman, neither a bachelor, nor a grahastha, nor a vanaprasthi, nor even sannyasi. What is that? I am beyond all these things. I am beyond time. I am beyond all the avasthas. I am beyond all the three gunas. I am beyond all the what we call jnana and ajnana, all these pairs of opposites. I am beyond day and light, beyond darkness and light. Everything, whatever you conceive, I am beyond that. Can we explain that position? No. Why? To explain, again the mind tries to explain. The intellect tries to give a reason. Since it is beyond your mind faculty, intellectual faculty, brain faculty, how can you explain that? As long as you try to explain your mind, these things through the mind, that is only Ajnana is speaking. That is why repeatedly all Mahatmas say, scriptures, Shrutis, Upanishads say that Brahma Vastu can be called as Vastu, neuter gender. It is only called as Tat, that. It has no name, no form. It is limitless, boundless. It is beyond everything you conceive, beyond everything you imagine, beyond everything you even logically try to think. So that, what is that? That is reality. And you are that reality. To understand that, again, our Gurudev used to say, first you need a clarity in your intellect, buddhi. Buddhi is the inner instrument, very close to absolute reality. Buddhi is the closest to absolute reality. To do the sadhana, you require the help of your buddhi only. The buddhi only can discriminate what is nitya, what is anitya. So you start with the buddhi. That is the base, very nearer to absolute truth. But ultimately, you have to go beyond that. Beyond that. Even buddhi cannot reach. Buddhi cannot understand or explain what is that reality. That is why no Brahmajnani, knower of the truth, a realized master, a realized sage, a Mahapurusha, Atmajnani, will never proclaim that I am a Brahmajnani. There is nothing to proclaim. There is no second person there. There is no second entity there. It is pure, all in all, only one principle. Only one principle, absolute reality. That is Parabrahma Vastu, Parabrahman. Formless, formless, nameless, actionless. So to understand that, the desire when it rises, that is mumukshutva. That's what Acharya says. Swaswarupa avabhodena moktum ichha mumukshuta. Swaswarupa avabhodena. To know about myself, that is mumukshutva. To know about myself, ನಾನು ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಮನಸ್ಸಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇ ಮುಮುಕ್ಷುತ್ವ ಜಿಜ್ಞಾಸತ್ವ ಅಂತ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಗುಣಗಳನ್ನ ಸಾಧಕರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕಾದಂತ ಅರ್ಹತೆಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾತು ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ. Now the next shloka, after explaining Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadhi, Shat Sampatti and Mumukshatva, the qualities to be present in sadhaka. Now he comes back to one basic point which long back it was told here in the discourse. There are three types of adhikaris, right? The Vedanta is very clear on that. Three types of adhikaris. Uttama adhikari, Madhyama adhikari, Manda adhikari. The highest qualified disciple, the middle level qualified disciple, and the lower level qualified disciple. But all are, remember, they are qualified only in their grasping, in their mode of sadhana, the way of sadhana, in their manana, in their reflection, understanding. There is some gradation. Sopana krama, adhikara bedha it is called. But remember, whether you are a manda or madhyama or uttama, you are all adhikaris. You are all qualified to receive Brahmajnana from a Sadguru. Acharya is giving a hope, making it very clear here. He says in the next shloka, even if you are a manda or madhyama adhikari, but still you are qualified. That is how the Guru has taken you into his fold. The God has pleased himself with you and God is blessing. Even then, if you are a manda or a madhyama, don't worry, don't bother. Don't grieve, Acharya says. Still, you are qualified to receive Brahmajnana, blessings from the Guru, blessings from the God, provided you really develop dispassion, vairagya, and shamadhi, shat sampan, control of your mind, control of your senses, withdrawing yourself from outward activities as much as possible. If you develop all these qualities, dispassion, not too much interested in worldly life. Yes, let me sit with my Guru. Let me sincerely try to understand what he says. I may not understand now itself, but I have full faith. I have Shraddha. I have Shraddha in my Guru. And I have Samadhana. I believe. So with that kind, even if a Manda and a Madhyamadhikari sits, he will be benefited. Acharya is giving a promise here. Please note down this shloka. For some of you who have a doubt in the mind, this is an assurance. This is a promise given by Acharya himself, not by the person sitting in front of you. Acharya Shankara Bhagavad says, Sadguru says, Manda Madhyama Rupapi Vairagyena Shamadhina Prasadena Guroseyam Pravruddha Soyate Phalam. Manda Madhyama Rupa Api Vairagyena Shamadhina Prasadena Guroseyam Pravruddha Soyate Phalam. Guru Prasadena Saiyam Pravruddha Phalam Soyate. Pravruddha means immediately, definitely. Pravruddha means 100% guaranteed. Pravruddha means guaranteed. Phalam soyate, it will yield results. It will bear the fruits. Which one? Guru Prasada. Guru Prasadena. That word Acharya is introducing here in the second line, second chapter. By the grace of the Guru, Guru Prasada means by his total grace, when he looks upon you with a full of compassion and mercy, and his sankalpa emanates from his heart to grant you Brahmajnana, it happens within no time. That is Guru Prasada, Guru Kataksha Vikshana. When the Guru glances at you, it is called Guru Kataksha. That is Guru Prasada. Elsewhere, Acharya Bhagavad uses another word in his bhashyas. Same Guru Prasada, he says it in a different word, Dhatu Prasadena. Dhatu Prasada means the same thing. Dhatu Prasada means by the grace of Lord, by the grace of God, or by the grace of Guru. Both mean the same. So here he is using the word Guru Prasadena. So by the grace of the Guru, Manda Madhyama Rupapi Vairagyena Shamadhina Pravruddha Soyate Phalam. So even if you are a Manda or a Madhyama Adhikari, don't feel disheartened. Don't worry at all. The Sadguru will grant you with all the grace when he looks upon you, when he thinks about you, when he takes you into his fold, he will grant that boon without your knowledge. When it happens, nobody knows. Nobody knows. But it will happen definitely. That is what Acharya is talking here. See, the most important point in Vedanta, all Mahatmans have said, repeatedly these points will come throughout this book. The final beatification, or the final, what we call as a realization, the Atma Sakshatkara or Brahma Sakshatkara, it happens only by the grace of God or Guru. The final step. ಎಲ್ಲ ವೇದಾಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹಾತ್ಮರು ಹೇಳಿರೋದು ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ಮಂದ ಅಥವಾ ಮಧ್ಯಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ಆದರೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಗುರು ಪ್ರಸನ್ನನಾದರೆ ಆತನ ಪ್ರಸಾದದಿಂದ, ಆತನ ಕೃಪೆಯಿಂದ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ದಡವನ್ನು ಮುಟ್ತೇರಿ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ದರ್ಶನ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಸಿಗ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಗುರುಪ್ರಸಾದ ಅಥವಾ ಧಾತು ಪ್ರಸಾದ ಅಂತ ಹೆಸರು. ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಧನೆ ನಾವು ಮೊದಲು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ 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 ಹೋಗ್ತಾ 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 ಕೊನೆ ಘಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಕೇವಲ ಈಶ್ವರನ ಅನುಗ್ರಹದಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಆತ್ಮ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಕೇವಲ ಭಗವಂತನ ಅನುಗ್ರಹದಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಕೇವಲ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನ ಅನುಗ್ರಹದಿಂದ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಮಗೆ ಆತ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನ ದೊರಕುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಹಾತ್ಮರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಫೈನಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್, ಬೈ ದ ಗ್ರೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗುರು ಆರ್ ಗ್ರೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಾರ್ಡ್, grace of God, realization occurs. Not by your efforts, not by the personal efforts. So in the end, realization is bestowed by the grace of Atma itself. Your own Atma is nothing but Paramatma. Your own inner Atma is nothing but Ishvara. Your own inner Atma is nothing but God. So that your own inner Atma is simply called in English self, capital S. Self. So ultimately, by the grace of the self or Atma, realization is dawned, not by the self efforts, not by the mind, not by the buddhi. So to remove the insidious idea that ego can continue to exist even after realization, the word dhatu prasadena or guru prasadena has come in Vedanta. To remove the feeling that only your ego will still persist after realization. So you can say, with all my efforts, I got realization. So as long as ego is there, there is no realization. As long as the mind is active, there is no realization. There is a point here. So Guru will ultimately decide, he will help you. Guru means God, inner God, formless God. He will decide when to give you, grant you this boon. It is not by your effort, but initially your efforts are very, very, very important. Very, very important, essential. See, unfortunately, in most of the cases in sadhakas, spiritual sadhakas, what happens? The mind plays a lot of tricks. The mind tries to remove the obstruction towards realization. Mind tries in so many ways to remove all obstacles from the realization by practicing upasana, by practicing constant japa, by practicing allowing itself to do meditation, all these things, so that it tries to remove the obstacles towards realization. But it is very hard for the mind to know, it is really hard for the mind to know that it has to die itself for the realization to occur. Manonasha, mind has to die itself, it has to immolate itself before realization. Mind does not know, that is the point. Mind tries, that is in the jnana mode. But as long as the mind is there, ego is there, no realization at all. Mind doesn't know about those things. So it has to die itself, and then the mind is replaced by ultimately the realized original state of pure Vishuddha Sattva Manas. This mind has to go. This normally what we call Manas, it has to go. Manonasha, aglebek. That is why the word Dhatu Prasadena or Guru Prasadena is being used here. Acharya says, don't worry if you are a Manda or a Madhyama Adhikari at all. Have faith, have Shraddha, have all the qualities of a sadhaka should possess. Do your sadhana sincerely, without any desire, expectation. Even without desiring that you should be realized. Simply do the sadhana sincerely, sincerely, sincerely. So that at the appropriate time, by the grace of the Guru, Guru Prasadena, it happens immediately. Pravurdha soyate phalam. Guaranteed, Acharya is saying. So then same thing he continues next. Same thing. Vairagyam cha mumukshutvam tivram yasya tu vidyate tasminnevarthavantah syu phalavantah shamadayah. Vairagyam cha mumukshutvam tivram yasya tu vidyate tasminneva arthavantah syu phalavantah shamadayah. So he says, in a sadhaka, in a qualified sadhaka, whichever category he is, in a qualified sadhaka, in a spiritual aspirant, if vairagya and mumukshatva are really there, the burning desire to know about myself, my reality, my real nature, my state, and dispassion, detachment. See these two words. Detachment towards worldly life or worldly objects or worldly pleasures, worldly joys, you take it like that, stepwise. Gradually, you become more and more inward. You develop a sort of detachment to worldly sensuous pleasures. The more and more you develop the detachment, the more and more you develop burning desire to know. So, tivra, vairagya and tivra mumukshutva, wherever it is there, in such persons, arthavantaha, palavantaha, syu. So, it bears the fruit. It gives the expected result. So, wherever that burning desire to know and the detachment is there, and also he is controlling his mind, withdrawing his mind, enduring everything in a positive way, and he has got shraddha and samadhana, then in such persons, arthavantaha, palavantaha, shamadayaha, all these qualities become really fruitful. They give the expected result. That means he will reach Godhead in this birth itself by the grace of Guru. By the grace of Guru. So today's Guru Sankalpa, today's discourse we are closing here with a slight short Rama Bhajan. After that you can unmute and small question answers can be taken. Sri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama 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 Sri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Hari Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Virajeshwara.
Hari Om, people can unmute themselves, and if they have any questions, can please ask. It was, as usual, a great discourse, Padkiji. Thank you so much. We just get lost in the flow, and I never realized that we had nearly crossed 1 hour, and time just flows. You just close your eyes and keep listening to you, and it goes on and on. You just get lost in the whole flow. Thank you so much for your.
Even I will also get lost in the sense I will lose my consciousness of surroundings, what is happening.
It's incredibly powerful, sir. Thank you so much for your for the divine connection through you.
I'll be coming back to my senses only after this Rama Bhajan is over. Until that time, I don't know what is happening. It's a fact I am talking by my own experience, not something hears, not something book knowledge. I will not be knowing what is happening at all. That's why I enjoy the talkings. I told everyone later that, see, God has arranged this online program to be put up in YouTube by Mr. Kailas Sima, whom I don't know. He is sitting some 10,000 miles away from the place where I am sitting. So I am really relishing the talks in YouTube, listening, sitting quietly in my home.
What an irony that you'll have to listen to yourself.
Yes, yes. My Guru Bandhu in ashram knows this point because they have seen themselves. They have seen themselves. That's I don't know how to explain further.
Sir, one question I have, this is from my side, how to increase the move towards, or how to accelerate towards mumukshatva, how to move towards titiksha, how to be in a state of samadhana. What should one do as an individual to get there?
Questions are coming through the mind mainly because so many reasons, but main reasons why such questions will come. Such questions will come mainly because the mind wants quick results, normally. See, that is how from the birth the mind has trained itself. Mind has trained itself to get results as and when. So when the mind feels that after sufficient time, the results are not coming, it starts worrying. Worrying in the sense, it starts a sort of agitation. ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬಹಳ ಜನಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತಿಂದಲ್ಲ, ನೂರಾರು ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಇದೆ. ವೇದಾಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ, ಬಹಳ ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಏನು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಏನು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಮಹಾತ್ಮರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಮಾಜ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳಿಗೂ ಈ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವರು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೋ ಯು ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಉತ್ತರಗಳಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ವೈ ಡು ಯು ವರಿ ಅಂತ. ವೈ ಡು ಯು ವರಿ? ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ವೇ, ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಶೋನ್ ಯು ದ ವೇ, go in the way, that's all. Guru's job is to show you the way. He has already reached. Now you have to reach. So there is nothing to worry at all. When it will happen, why it is taking so much time, how to. Yes, this is a very interesting question. Somebody asked this. It is there in Know Your Reality. Part 1 or part 2, I don't remember. How to accelerate the process of sadhana. For which Guru says, who are you to think like that? It is the job of the God. He will decide. It is not you. Your mind is playing tricks. So don't have any idea, that foolish idea that I have to accelerate. Because our sentence starts with I, mind, ego. ಅಂತಃಕರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯಾ ವೃತ್ತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೆಸರಿದ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೇ. ಚಿತ್ತ, ಮನಸ್ಸು, ಅಹಂಕಾರ, ಬುದ್ಧಿ. ಆಯಾ ವೃತ್ತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ತಕ್ಕ ಹಾಗೆ 4 ಹೆಸರು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಃಕರಣ. ಯುವರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ಈಗೋ. ಸೊ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು, ಇದು ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ಉತ್ತರ ಬಹಳ ಜನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಮೆಡಿಟೇಟ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಸೇ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಟಿಂಗ್, ಅಥವಾ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಸೇ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಟೆಡ್ ಯೆಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ ಫಾರ್ 2 hours continuously. See, your sentences are starting with I only, remember. When the I goes away, everything becomes normal. As long as I is there in your sentence, Your ego is talking, your mind is talking. So mind cannot get the answer. The ego cannot, because both are false, ultimately mithya. They have to die. Until they die, these things will never be, experienced directly inside. Experience happens like an atomic explosion, our Gurudev was like. Something, just to give an idea. Something, a simile, a metaphor ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು? ಮನೋನಾಶ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಅಹಂಕಾರ ನಾಶ ಆಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಅಹಂಕಾರ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಇರುವವರೆಗೂ ಈ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು ದಾರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನೇ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಬಹಳ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಡಿ. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಯು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸಾಧನೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ರು ಗುರು, ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ರು. ಅದು ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ನಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ಈ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫ್ ನಲ್ಲೇ ಬರಲ್ಲ. some questions were there earlier also, like you and anybody else. I had some questions in the beginning. Such a deep questions were there. Not this, but similar questions. But Gurudev said, don't bother. I said, okay, fine. Then what happened? My personal experience I'm quoting here. Those questions got the answer by themselves in my own internal psyche, without my knowledge. Answers started flashing, all by themselves, all by themselves. Then I understood the purport correctly, what Gurudev said. He was fond of Shvetashvatara Upanishad teaching. There in the end, there is a beautiful Maha Mantra is there in Shvetashvatara Upanishad. He was very fond of that. So that entered the mind here. Yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha gurau. Yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha gurau. Tasyaite kathitha hirtaha kathita hi arthaha prakashante mahatmanaha. If you have full faith in your Ishtadevata, God in the form, and your Sadguru, who is God appeared in the human form, same equal Shraddha and faith and devotion in both, all the secrets of Upanishads will open up inside you by the grace of Guru or God. That is Shvetashvatara Upanishad. So the purport of that mantra I experienced myself. That is why we say Shrutis are the ultimate pramanas. They are the ultimate proof. So nothing to worry. Those questions are there. Give it up. Give up those questions.
Beautiful, sir. Thank you.
Because I cannot answer.
This is simply wonderful.
Yeah. See, when you start the question with I want to know, there is nothing to know. The I cannot know. The I will never know anything. I has to immolate itself. The I is for worldly activities. Yes. Vyavaharika Satya, Acharya calls. Vyavaharika Satya means experiential world I beku. Even jnanis, see, they have to move and eat and walk in the world of Maya only. Our Gurudev was talking. So the I is required there only for that purpose of your day-to-day activities. That's all. Other than that, they know I is a mithya, I is a non-reality, it is a non-entity, it is a false. These things are easy to say until it is experienced. That is sadhana. Once it is experienced, Gurudev was talking, oh, it is so easy. So easy. My God. To know that I is non-existent, I have to struggle all these days. So Gurudev writes in the Scientist Search for Truth, in the last 18th chapter, I was fortunate. He gave me all the translation work. I became so fortunate because while translation, I used to discuss some of the points, chapter by chapter. I used to note down and then discuss with him. There he gave me some of the secrets which are not there written by him in the book form. So I was That's why I feel grateful to you. Had he not given me the chance of translation, I would never have understood the import of Shvetashvatra Upanishad Mahamantra. Yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha guru. The same affection and conviction and devotion, Shraddha, you have towards your personal deity, Ishtadevata. Same thing should be there with the Guru. Then all Upanishads will open up in your mind. That is, mental Shakti path. These words I'm using, book words. I don't know other words. But it happens, it has happened in my case. I can vouch for it. Secrets have themselves opened up in the mind. Not in the one day, subsequent course of time. That is why Brahmajnanis, you remember, they never proclaim that they are jnanis. They are never there for publicity. They don't want publicity. They don't want people to throng and fall at their feet, hold their feet. Our Gurudev was so furious. If somebody wants to hold his feet during prostration, he used to throw him out. Get out. He never allowed anybody to touch his feet. They are aloof. They don't want any of these worldly people at all. Okay. I think.
Sir, thank you. I don't think we have any questions, but if anybody has any questions, either you can ask now or does
they will send it to you.
Send.
You can receive it.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Kailash.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.